Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance joins the team, hating on me, Gene. BJ the DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vids. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chetty Bobby 1130. Oh, sorry.
That was a definite 11:30.
That was definite. Hello, my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
And
That's all I got. To follow that up.
What that was, I've never said it like that.
Never. No, you did have 11:30 back in the day.
Yeah, I did.
You did the shortness. Go.
Hang on a
Go.
second. I'm getting a call.
Oh, go ahead.
What's that? Oh, yeah, 94. This is 94, not 92. We'll see you next time.
We're 10 years old, and here to my left, I have.
you already know what it is. Hot mic chance.
We're trying to repeat it. We can't repeat that. What
Hey,
you just
man,
did.
Episode 79. We're back with another movie episode, and I am hype about this one.
Yeah,
If you've been a fan of Over the Top with Chad and Tony,
Preach
since
it.
the first 5 episodes, I don't know why I did my hand like that. Like I have
claw.
carpal tunnel. There's the claw. We talked about this particular year in film.
Yeah.
1994. And we didn't even realize how big 94 was until we started doing the episodes when Squints was
Yeah,
doing them
yeah.
at his house. And we started thinking, like, this was 94. This was 94.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we're going to have to visit that year.
And we're here.
And we are here. And, guys, I'm excited about it.
Dude, this we were 10 years old at this time, but I didn't realize until getting into the year itself how
Bro.
good this year was of movies from everything, every genre. Just it has it all.
No, and definitely does. I'm excited about it, man. And the way that we're going to do this, we're going to kind of go in chronological order and just kind of highlight movies from the year.
Yeah.
We'll kind of talk about maybe the day they came out, and then Tony's got some notes where it's got maybe some box office info and stuff. But this is going to be something really cool that I think the podcast, that people will like about the podcast, because doing one of these maybe a month or every,
Yes, just pick out a year.
Yeah, pick out a year. And so if y'all are watching this, be sure to comment below in the comment section. Let us know what year y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Other than after this one.
Because the only one we've done like this is 81 horror.
And it was just horror movies.
Yeah.
But 81 horror it's the best year in horror.
Yeah.
For sure. This could arguably be the best year in film as far as like for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. Because I mean, there's so many nostalgic hits in this genre in this year.
Yeah.
From every branch of movies that you could think of, and then of course, this was the year of Jim Carrey.
This is when Jim Carrey knocked shit out the park.
I mean, he had 3 major movies come out in just this 1 year alone.
100%.
And it's freaking incredible. I mean, coming off of In Living Color, off of this, and then just skyrocket to the moon, Alice. After this year.
Yeah. Chance, are you excited about 94?
I can't wait.
Hell yeah! Well, let's get right into it, guys.
He sounded. What was the in Major League? Bob Uecker. What was his little partner's name that never talked?
I know you're talking about, but it was
yeah,
just the real straight laced guy.
Yeah, that was his moment right there. That was Chance's moment right there.
But we're gonna start in the month of January. Okay.
Yeah, January was a little, but it's January.
It's
in movies.
always
No, for sure. But January 7th, there was a particular film starring Kevin Bacon.
Oh man,
That was a fucking banger.
Can you,
Air Up There.
And that was a good one when he went over to Africa to
Dude,
find Manute
that
Bowl in a way.
Yeah, it was the Manute Bowl. That movie was fucking awesome, dude. And we've spoke about it briefly, I think, in the basket. Did we do a basketball?
No, we haven't done a basketball movies episode.
Well, there we go. We got to do that when basketball season starts in like November or something. After the Halloween season.
Yeah. Spooky season.
Yeah, dude. But Air Up There is a great one. Have y'all seen it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a
Never
fun
seen
one
it.
as a kid.
Yeah,
ever
and,
seen
and
that
Kevin.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll hit so much now as
Probably not.
being an adult watching it and everything. But when that came out as a kid, it was like a sports movie. Yes, let me watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
But then you had on January 12th of that year, you had House Party 3 come out. Were y'all a House Party fan? Movie?
I was, man. I was a Kid and Play fan. I was a Class Act fan more than I was a House Party fan. I watched the first 3 House Parties. I think they got, like, I liked each one less. I didn't watch the one with Immature that they weren't in. But Class Act, love it. First House Party, love it. I liked 2. I don't remember much of 3. Was that the Pajama Jam?
It may have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that
I watched the first one.
I feel like after you've seen the first one, you've seen all
Seen
of
them
them.
all?
yeah, but January, you said January 12th?
Yeah,
No?
that was January 12th.
Well, but you skipped one.
Oh, did I?
You did skip one. I'll forgive you for it. But the same year that Air Up There dropped, you had the banger with Chris Elliott called Cabin Boy.
That's what I was trying. I was going to say Chris Evans, but that's
Oh,
Captain
dude!
America. That's
Now
Chris Elliott.
it was Cabin Boy is terrible. Okay,
so bad.
but it's one of those that like so bad it's funny. Chris Elliott, of course, the same guy with the little baby hand from Scary Movie.
My
2.
germs. Yeah.
But Cabin Boy was an awful movie. But it was one of those it was like a Freddy Got Fingered. Like as far as it's you either love it or you fucking think it's the worst movie of all time.
Was Chris Elliott a Saturday Night Live?
Maybe.
Did he? I don't know.
Maybe.
I was never a big.
I also remember him from Something About Mary when
Yep.
he breaks out in the hives and shit. That's funny. But yeah, Cabin Boy.
Yeah.
I had to give it some love.
But
man.
yeah, other than that, I mean, Iron Wheel. I remember watching Iron Wheel in school.
I
and
never saw
everything.
that one.
It was like a sled, like dog sledding race. It was like maybe I'm thinking of a different one. No, I think that's it. But yeah, January. It's January in all movies. It's kind of always like a bland month. But then you come into February,
Bro.
and dude, the first weekend of February 4th
Mm-hmm.
starts the whole Jim Carrey takeover year.
Bro.
You had Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Come
Show
out.
him the shirt. Shout out Squints. I think
Shout out
Squints.
Squints. I know Squints got one
Borden
too.
Boys got him. But look,
Shout out Borden Boys.
fire shirt, dude.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, first of all, Ace Ventura did like, what, $107 million in the box office? Is that what
I'll
it said?
find it right now.
It says it on here, I think.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, out beside him if you scroll over.
No.
You got to switch over, I don't think.
Well, I'll be darned.
$107 million at the box office,
Yeah,
bro.
for a no, for he like I said, he was coming off in living color, and not well known, but that I think even though it did 107 million, I think the cult following of Ace Ventura is probably
Oh
the
my
biggest
God,
out
bro.
of, out
It's-
of the
it's-
three from this year.
Yeah, and we're going to get into more Jim Carrey stuff, but Ace
Yeah.
Ventura is one of the funniest movies of
Oh,
all
dude,
time.
it's so great.
I mean-
it's so dumb, but it's so freaking funny.
You could argue that it's the second funniest movie of all time to another Jim Carrey movie from
Yeah.
this same year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion. But, Chance, what do you think? You an Ace Ventura
Alrighty then.
Dude, it's just so many lines of that. But the whole shark scene, just everything about it. Laces out. That's where we
fan? Got a little snack for you. Shout out to
Shout out Viz. Viz is with us on this one. And,
Oh, dude.
And Ace Ventura 2 is just as good as the first one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then, shit. Well, that was at February 4th.
Yeah.
The week after that, you get the Disney banger, dude. Blank Check. We
Yup.
talked about it. Shout out Brandon E.
Shout out Brandon. That's one of his favorites.
But yeah, Blank Check was another one. As a kid, you know, we all loved watching Blank Check because we all wanted to be the kid in the movie.
Yeah, we all wanted to be Macintosh.
Yeah, Macintosh for sure. And I remember, I want to say the VHS of either maybe it was Dumb and Dumber VHS. I watched it so much as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that later. But I want to say they showed the preview to Blank Check before, like on the VHS, and I hadn't seen it until like later that year. You know what I mean? But yeah, Blank Check's a Disney classic for sure.
Yeah. And then you had the next week, you had it's got more of a cult following. I probably didn't do the greatest at the box office. I only did $22 million, but Blue Chips.
Oh, dude, one of my favorite basketball movies
Yeah.
of all time. Maybe
I didn't watch it till
second
it came
favorite.
out on VHS and everything at Blockbuster. I saw
Neon
it.
Bedeau, dude. I watched it. I don't remember when. It was around this time. I don't think I saw it in the theater, but I'm pretty sure I got the VHS or rented it or something. And me being such a die-hard basketball, football, baseball fan as a kid,
Yeah.
and a card collector and all that, I followed Shaquille O'Neal. Me and my dad saw Shaquille O'Neal play against Vanderbilt when he was at LSU.
Yes, dude.
In '92, bro.
That's freaking awesome.
And so I followed Shaquille O'Neal's whole career. And that movie I thought was the coolest thing ever because Shaq starred in it. Penny Hardaway was in it. Larry Bird was in it. Bobby Hurley was in it. You know, Bobby Hurley was really popular back then. There was a lot more. Bobby Knight. There was so many different coaches and players. Dick Vitale was in it. Like, it was just full of I thought it was a great movie, man. A great basketball movie.
And the program, man. It
No,
was
for
just,
sure.
Great college representations of sports and everything.
Yeah.
We forgot about My Girl 2.
Oh,
or maybe we just skipped over it. I don't know.
Fun fact, never saw My Girl 2.
Really?
Watched My Girl once, cried my eyes out as a kid. Never
Yeah,
wanted to
we
watch
talked
it.
about scenes that was hard to watch, and
Yeah, I
TV shows. That's one of the. And My Girl, that's one of the hardest ones
that
to
whole
watch.
beat, man, it was her fault though.
Yeah,
She took him out there knowing that he's allergic to bees.
She
Yeah.
set him up, bro.
Yeah, it was a setup.
She set
yeah.
him up.
My Girl 2, not as good as the original, but still.
Okay, I'll throw
noteworthy.
this one out there. February 25th, a movie came out that is in probably my top 4 movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It did less at the box office than Blue Chips did, and that's
That's insane.
8 seconds.
Yep.
With Luke Perry, Luke Perry in it.
Yep.
One of the greatest movies of all time. You have, I think Biodome Baldwin's in that one.
Shout out Biodome Baldwin. That's from the first episode, I think. I love that
Going
clip.
way back.
Going back to the original.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's 8 seconds. I don't know. Have you seen 8 seconds?
Yep.
Okay. Have you seen 8 seconds?
Once, sad.
Yeah, it's
Great
super
movie,
sad.
though.
Great movie. It's only got a snapper case DVD release of it.
Never got upgraded.
It's never been
It's fucking
upgraded.
crazy. Same day, gangster film, Sugar Hill.
Oh yes, great one.
Yeah, did about the same amount. Well, it actually did 18 million.
Yeah.
But Sugar Hill's a great gangster flick, man. It's one that doesn't really get talked about. When you mention hood movies,
Yeah.
gangster movies, like
Yeah, that's a good
Sugar
one.
Hill's a good one, bro. And I didn't even know it was 94 till just we started looking at the list.
Yeah, that's a.
Now we're
great
gonna
one.
go. We're gonna slide our way into old March now.
Yeah, March was a little slow. I wasn't a fan of Four Weddings and a Funeral. I know that was a big box office because it did $242 million at the box office.
I never saw Four Weddings and a Funeral,
Yeah.
but you got to at least say that because it did so much. That's insane.
I think that was in like the top 5.
Who's in it? What's his name? The British dude?
Oh my gosh, he was
Hang
in
on, I'll find it.
Notting Hill and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it. Hang on.
He was in The Gentleman too.
Damn it.
God, he was married to
Hugh Grant, bro,
Yes,
and Andy McDowell.
yes,
Okay.
he was married to Elizabeth Hurley.
Did he?
Somehow he pulled Elizabeth Hurley.
Well, I mean, he's doing 242 million on one movie. He's probably got. So March. You said it was a slow month, but you had Four Weddings and a Funeral. You had a movie that I thought was a solid comedy. It was like a dark comedy, The Ref with Dennis Leary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Ref was a good one. Of course, it was one that didn't do anything in the box office. It did 12 million. Then you had the third installment to Naked Gun. You got Naked Gun 33 and a third. The Naked Gun movies are fucking
and it
classic.
did $51 million.
Oh, dude, they're so funny, bro.
yeah, $51 million it did at the box
Leslie
office.
Nielsen was the man, dude. R.I.P. Then you had another banger of a basketball movie / hood movie, Above the Rim, dog.
Yeah, March 23rd, and it's great. It only did $16 million at the box office.
Wild.
Shout out to the regulators.
Yes, dude, that's such a
Shout out to Bernie.
dope ass fucking movie. And
Shout
then
out Tupac, R.I.P.
2 days later, you had D2 The Mighty Ducks that came out.
Yep.
I like D2 better than the first one.
Because it
Smash
had the whole
Brothers.
Olympic.
Smash Brothers, whatever.
Yes, dude. So good.
D2 was great, bro. I even like D3 when they go to college. It's my least favorite, but
Yeah.
I would go 2, 1, 3.
That's how I'd go with it. Yeah, I
Um,
agree with that.
And Disney, man, in the mid '90s,
Dude, they just
Disney was
Popping
putting out
out.
bangers, dog.
especially
not-
in the live action and
Live
the cartoon
action,
and
yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah,
because
for
we
sure.
got one that came out later on this year that set that was the number 1 at the box office for the year.
Yeah,
But,
rounding out the month of March, you had another dope sports movie.
Yeah.
Major League 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Thumbelina.
Yeah, Thumbelina.
Well, we can talk about Thumbelina. I never saw it, but if y'all want to
I
talk
think
about
she's.
it, we
I
can.
think she's a rapper now.
Yeah, she probably so.
But yeah, Major League 2, solid as it comes.
Oh man, when we did our baseball movies episode,
Yeah.
I got to revisit that. I hadn't watched it in so long, bro.
It's so great.
And
Even though you don't get Wesley Snipes.
but you get Omar Epps,
Yeah,
bro.
you get Omar Epps. It's
like and Omar Epps again.
in an action movie with Jesse Ventura.
Dude, that was great. Omar Epps had a run, bro.
Dude, yeah,
he had a
yeah.
run, especially between that and the program and higher learning and all that, which we'll talk about later. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, March was a pretty solid year. Oh, I forgot this movie even came out in '94, bro. I'm hype.
Oh boy, yeah, go ahead.
April the 1st, guys. The classic movie with Martin Short, Clifford.
Not the big red. Not to be mistaken
make
with
sure.
the big red dog.
Let me make sure.
I think you're right.
It did $7 million at the box
That's
office. Bro.
crazy.
It did nothing at the box office.
Yeah,
It's
not
100% the same one.
yeah, not
You
to be
had-
mistaken with the red dog that Mel took you to go see.
No, that was 2020 something, 2022, 2021. I don't remember. It's all running together. But Clifford is another one I watched as a kid. So bad it's good. You had Martin Short plays a child. I don't know how they made it happen. I know he's short, but the way the camera tricks, whatever they
Yeah.
did. But you had Charles Grodin.
Yeah.
What's Mary Steenburgen? Who's from
What
Step
a
Brothers.
name.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, banger of a movie, dude. Terrible, but I loved Clifford, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's
one
a
of those
it
so
was
bad
one of
it's
those
good.
that you'd pull off if you're in a comedy movie back in the old VHS video store days.
Yep.
And then because I had an old gas station that was probably a mile or two away from the house, and they had a limited selection of what you could rent out of there. But we'd ride our bicycles down there. Major League 2 was always but yeah, Clifford was rented out of that store multiple times.
Also had a couple of banging like horror sequels. come
Yeah,
out in April.
yeah,
Leprechaun 2.
yep. And then
Also, go ahead.
you had, Serial Mom, and then you had Night of the Demons 2 that also
Yeah.
came out in April.
So you had Leprechaun 2, Night of the Demons 2, Serial Mom. Of course, Serial Mom was a horror comedy.
Yeah.
I still like it though.
Yeah, I like
You had Matthew Lillard,
Yeah,
and
and-
Ricky Lake in there. What was the main chick in there?
what is the blonde chick? I forget her name.
God, we're just
I've only seen it one
never
time.
improved our
No,
memory.
I've only seen it once. I bought it when Screen Factory put it out and everything because
Kathleen Turner.
it sounds
Her voice is
perfect.
deeper than mine and Tony's and Chance's combined.
Yep.
But that was it was a horror comedy. It was more a comedy than
Yeah.
anything. But
Night of the Demons 2 was it nothing like the first one, but it's a good sequel. It's a good Halloween-y type movie to watch.
Halloween.
Halloween,
Okay.
shout out.
Halloweeny. There we
Yeah.
go.
Throw that
Now,
out there.
I'm going to name this one. I hadn't even seen it, but I do want to name it because I want to speak briefly about the demise of this particular actor, Chevy Chase.
Oh, man.
Cops and Robertsons came out in 94, right? Never really cared to see it. I'm only mentioning it because I think Jack Palance was in it with him.
Was this the demise of Chevy Chase?
I don't want to say this one was, but like after Christmas Vacation in '89, Funny Farm. I think Funny Farm was before that. Once the '90s hit, Chevy Chase is almost like he stopped being funny. Like he
Yeah.
didn't do funny movies anymore.
It's like he
to
just
me.
turned it off.
Yeah, it was like Getting Even with Dad. I think he was in with
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin, right?
And then he had the one that we talked about with Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Man of the House.
Getting Even with Dad was Ted Danson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Man,
Man of the House. Yeah,
yeah, Man of the House and all that.
Cops and Robertsons. I didn't remember seeing it, but I've heard it was
and
bad.
it did 10 million,
For Chevy Chase, that's what I'm saying. Chevy
Yeah.
Chase was the man, bro, and he only did
11, almost a little over $11 million.
Yeah. Now before we get to one of my favorite movies of all time, there's one I want to bring up quickly because April 15th, it's a dope ass suspense thriller movie, Surviving the Game.
Yes, with Ice-T.
Yes, dude.
And is Nick Nolte in that one too? I
Let me
believe.
check. This site's the coolest site ever.
That Screen, I think Shout Factory just put a Blu-ray out of that because they had a old school snapper case release of that one for the longest time.
Gary Busey.
Gary
bro.
Busey, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
What
Gary
happened to him, dog?
Busey. When buttered sausage,
That's what I'm saying. What happened to him?
he went crazy.
He became epic.
Yeah, he became a meme. Yeah, that's what he became a meme.
He did. But
But yeah, I love Surviving the Game. That was with Ice-T with the dreadlocks back in the day. It just it reminded me a lot like of Hard Target, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's
100%.
very similar of Hard Target.
Yeah, and one of my favorite horror movies of all time. If you followed the show, you've heard me talk about
Yeah.
this film. 100 times.
Yep.
Here's 101. Brain Scan, April 22nd.
So great. It's insane. It only did $4 million.
Yeah, bro, because it was just you had Edward Furlong was in it,
Yeah.
and Ryder T. Smith, and there was no big Frank Langella. There wasn't big actors in it.
Yeah.
Edward Furlong was the star of the movie from the Terminator stuff, and
But I mean, I didn't see it till Screen Factory put it out on Blu-ray. That
it was
the
one,
first time
and it was
ever
one,
saw
I don't even remember how I saw it. It was probably on one of those VHSs
Yeah.
back in the day, because I would have never known to watch it. But it's just a great film
Oh, it's
about
so awesome.
CD-ROM, like interactive CD-ROM.
It was
Have you
ahead
ever
of
seen it, Chance?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been recent after y'all talked about it.
Yeah, dude.
It's like for that time period, it's like a little ahead of its time and everything. It's like the early stages of instant messenger, AOL, and all that kind of stuff. And
Yep.
it was. I hate to say that I only saw it when did Screen Factory put it out? What, within the last 5 years?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the first time I saw it.
Yeah. So, yeah, now we're into May. Not a lot of notable ones for me in May, except for maybe...
Three Ninjas Kickback. As a kid, it was Three Ninjas.
Was that the second or third one?
That was the second one.
Knuckle Up was the third one?
Yeah, that's the one with. Wasn't that the one with Hogan in it?
No, that's the High
fourth
Noon
one.
at
Yeah.
Dingleberry
That's the
Mountain.
fourth-
or whatever. Had Hulk Hogan and Ernest and all kinds of...
Yeah.
I just like... My brother was obsessed with... Well, the first one me and my brother were both
yeah.
obsessed with. But the sequels I never really got into because the kids were different each time, and it was
Yeah.
just kind of weird. But
May 11th, you had the classic of The Crow come out with Brandon Lee.
R.I.P. Brandon Lee. 51 million at the box office.
51 million. I mean, that was good for because Brandon Lee wasn't a household name at that time. He became a household name after the instances that happened with that movie.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like it took a darker role of like a darker path of like superhero movies and everything. But I love The Crow. I haven't seen many good reviews of this new one that's out now with Skarsgård.
Yeah, I care nothing about that.
But man, that the original with Brandon Lee is just
Great film.
so awesome.
And there's 3 movies that we need to speak about in May, and I haven't even seen. Well, I've seen them all, but I don't remember them. Maverick,
Yep, with Mel Gibson.
183 million.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that's the biggest one.
Yep.
Beverly Hills Cop 3, terrible. Not a fan of the third one. Have
Is
y'all,
that the one at the theme park and
Yes.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
119 million though. Eddie Murphy, even the third sequels of his films were still doing over $100 million at
He's
the box
got a
office.
new one out now.
Yeah.
too.
It came
Yeah.
out on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
watched
already
it.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it went straight to Netflix if that tells you anything.
But can we talk about May 27th?
I love this.
Okay.
I
movie.
love this movie
Yep.
as a kid, dude.
May 27th, The Flintstones.
Dude, there's so much marketing behind that movie.
Yep.
Bruh, John Goodman.
Yes.
Mark.
One of the bald ones.
I thought it wasn't Steve. I was thinking of fucking Rick Moranis.
No, it was one of the bald ones.
Okay.
Where's
Look
this
at
one?
guys. The Flintstones live action film in '94. What year? May 27th.
Yep.
This motherfucker did $358 million at the box office.
Yeah. Did almost 38 million on its opening weekend.
$358 million in '94,
It's
dog.
insane.
Movie tickets were like 30 cents.
Yeah.
That's because Halle Berry was in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
you
what-
had Halle Berry looking mighty fine in that one.
Halle Berry, yep.
Rosie O'Donnell before she went crazy.
Yep.
But man, I remember all the marketing and shit for that movie. It was insane.
Yeah, dude.
But
yeah,
it's
and then now we're moving into June, so we're halfway through the year now. And you got some big. Oh my God, you got some big hitters in this one too. I'm gonna say this one briefly because
ahead.
we watched it as kids. My sister got us watching it, The Cowboy Way, with Kiefer Sutherland
yes,
and Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Funny as fuck. Then you had City Slickers 2,
Oh, with the one for Curly. What was it? Something for Curly.
The Legend of Curly.
Yeah.
Then you had, which I think you could honestly argue that it kind of started to change action films. Speed,
Yeah. Oh man, love Speed with Dennis
action,
Hopper.
suspense.
That's Keanu Reeves'
Man.
introduction
Great
to everything, and Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
Uh,
And then of course Speed did $283 million at the box office. Huge film.
yes.
But the insanity, the week after that, June the 15th, The Lion King,
Oh, shit.
94, $988 million.
Insane, dude. It took that movie. It took over everything.
Oh, of course.
Of course, you have the masterful soundtrack to that movie.
Yeah.
But it's insane. What did you say the number was on that?
988 million, bro.
That is
Insane,
insane. Insane.
And-
I mean, but I believe it though. I mean, it's one of those Disney movies that changed everything. It brought. I think at that time, cartoon wise, Disney was kind of like in a little lull at that time, and then Lion King hit, and we're back. Disney's back.
Yeah.
Come get you some.
And you know what surprises me about this list is that the next film that came out, it was June 7th, Wolf, right?
Yes.
$131 million that movie did.
Really? That's surprising. That
I would have never.
I would have
if
never.
you would have said, how much do you think that movie did? I would have thought 15, 20
with
million.
Michelle Pfeiffer in that one.
Jack Nicholson.
And
too.
Jack, yeah.
That's
Jack
the
Nicholson.
reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You had
Because this was like, 5 years after 89 Batman. But
Yeah.
I don't know what Jack Nicholson had done between that and this.
Yeah, but it
But
was
Michelle
Jack,
Pfeiffer was one of the biggest actresses.
Yeah,
you
at
know
that
what I
time
mean?
and
At that time
everything.
for sure. And then you got another banger sports movie, dude.
Yeah,
What did we
at the
see?
end of the month, you had Little Big League.
Dude, Billy Haywood, dude,
Billy
shout
Haywood.
out.
And it's crazy that movie only did $12 million at the box office.
Everybody spent their money on Lion King.
Yeah. I mean, anybody. I mean, you look at Wolf did 131 million, but everything else in that month. I mean, even Speed did 283, but it was the week before Lion King.
Yeah.
Fortunately for it, but that is insane. And then we're right into summer.
Dude, it's just gonna. This is all 1994, y'all. This is before. This is the first half of '94.
Yeah, and now
Okay.
we're getting into what back then. You're right into the peak movie season right now.
Yeah.
Summertime, kids are out of school. June just right there, and then you're heading right into July with even some more.
Chance,
bangers.
what you see on there? You like on there from July?
I'm gonna be honest. That first
Yep. Say it.
First one, Baby's Day Out.
Yes.
Baby's Day Out, dude. Talk to him,
I
Chance.
had that one on VHS and probably wore it out
Yes,
as much
dude.
as I did the Flintstones.
Baby's Day Out was a banger. You also
Yep.
had that was along the same lines of like
Look who's talking.
Look
Yeah.
Who's Talking, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid,
Yeah.
and shit
Yep.
like that. Yeah, that one with the funny like little baby movies with did the baby talk in that one like
I don't think
subconsciously
really-
like on Look Who's Talking?
No,
I don't think I
no.
ever saw Baby's Day Out but once.
Yeah, I've seen it more times than I can count.
Yeah, and then you have one of the biggest films of all time,
Of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. That pulled in $679 million.
That movie did $300 million less than Lion King. Bro.
Yeah. It's insane. But that just tells you how strong. Look how much money has been spent in just up until July of Forrest Gump coming out in theaters.
Yep.
And
That's crazy.
and now theaters are begging people to come into them.
So, Forrest Gump, best Tom Hanks movie?
It's my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
Is yours too?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do love A League of Their Own as well.
It's a great one.
But Forrest Gump, all put together, it's hard to go against Forrest Gump.
No, it is.
I mean, from top to bottom,
I
even
think
though
that's one of my favorite movies.
oh yeah,
ever.
even though it has the Ultimate Hill and Jenny in it.
Mm-hmm.
bro, I mean, for sure, Ultimate Hill. Another baseball movie, bro. Angels in the Outfield.
Yes, dude. Yeah,
It did a 50 piece. It did 50 million.
Yeah,
Like,
another Disney live action making
dude,
money.
Disney made so much money in '94, dude. Love that movie, bro. Shout out Tony Danza.
Yeah, shout out,
Shout out
Matthew
Mark-
McConaughey.
Shout out to Glover, Danny Glover.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude.
great one.
Another one that's, again, I didn't think that it was this big, but it's apparently humongous. It was a humongous film. July 15th, True Lies.
Yeah, with Arnold sold tickets to that movie.
Yeah, Arnold
and it was
and-
James Cameron.
And it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
$365 million.
It's crazy. But like you're right there in that art. It's still Arnold sells that is selling tickets, like you said. Jamie Lee Curtis, and then James Cameron is going to sell tickets to people. Are going to just when James Cameron's attached to something, people's going to watch it.
No, for sure, dude. And, I mean, that was a
There's
great
one
movie.
on this list that I'm really surprised made that much money, and that was The Client.
Oh, dude, The Client was huge.
It's a great
bro.
movie.
Yep.
It's a great movie.
Well, the book was huge.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
And then you had, I want to say Susan Sarandon. You had Tommy Lee Jones.
yeah,
The kid that was in it, Elijah Wood was in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's-
Young Elijah Wood. That movie's fucking awesome.
It's a great movie, but I'm just like
I didn't think it did that much.
Yeah.
But I could see why. Like thinking back about it, that was we're still in July, dude.
Yeah.
But there one more. So the one to I guess end out July. Chance, what you say on there?
It could happen to you.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I've never seen that one.
That's Nicolas Cage, Rosie Perez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. But I know there's a way better one that came out.
Same day. It had to
Same
come
day.
out the same day.
Yeah.
The Mask.
Out of the three that came out, it's probably at the bottom. You put it at the bottom of the list of three, but out of the three Jim Carrey movies of this year, it'd be the third one on the list for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though I loved it, I
don't
had
know
s-
if I
I-
would put Mask in my top 10 Jim Carrey movies, bro.
Yeah.
I don't ever watch The Mask.
Yeah, I had fun with it as a kid.
As
Yeah.
a kid, yeah. But
Yeah.
like now,
Yeah, I don't go back and
it
watch
would probably
it now.
be later in the list. But $351 million.
It's
motherfucking
insane,
movie made, bro.
crazy.
But the marketing
Crazy.
behind that was insane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz. I think that was one of the first
first, yeah.
introductions. To
I think it was her.
Cameron
I think it
Diaz.
was her first movie.
Yep.
Yeah, whew, she was. Whew, that red dress. Ayuga.
Smoking.
So, bro, August, it just keeps getting big. I mean, it
Yeah.
keeps. August
God.
3rd, Harrison Ford banger.
Yeah.
Clear and Present Danger.
Is that one of those Tom Clancy movies and
think
stuff
so,
like
yeah.
that?
$207 million.
That's insane. Harrison, like you said, he sells tickets to him.
Yeah.
Of two that came out on August 5th, I was fans of as a kid, Airheads and the Little Rascals movie. Even though Airheads didn't do shit, it had Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah.
You had
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser
Yeah.
in it.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, at the radio station. And then you got, as a kid, you got a nice little little titty scene in that one, too. As a
Hell
kid.
yeah, shout titties.
Yeah, so that one made that one even. But I loved the Little Rascals movie as a kid, too.
Bro, Airheads did nothing.
Nothing.
$5 million
Yeah.
is all it did?
And the Blu-ray for that is super out of print.
Really?
Like it goes for like $100.
$5 million.
Yeah, no, like $100.
I'm trying to recoup.
a simple ass Blu-ray goes for like $100.
Yeah.
You got to think, too. It makes sense, though, because you got to think, guys. Adam Sandler hasn't popped yet.
Yeah,
This
I
was
know.
Before
Yeah,
Billy
this is-
Madison, this
yeah.
was before Happy Gilmore. This was 94. So that makes more sense
Yeah.
now, looking at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Little Rascals, love that one.
It's crazy. One that's
$66 million.
yeah. There's one right here in August 12th that came in the Army now with Pauly Shore
Oh,
made
yeah.
almost $30 million.
Bro, you got to think, man. Pauly Shore was one of the biggest comedic actors in the 90s
Yeah.
with Encino Man and Son-in-Law alone.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what year, when the order was, if In the Army Now was before or after Biodome and all that, but Pauly Shore was the man after Encino Man, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit! There's one on here that is super surprising to me that you know more about than anybody on this list.
Well, before
Yeah.
I Blank Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I fucking love Blank Man, dog. Damon Wayans, David Allen Greer. Of course, it did nothing, and it is $7 million.
What's crazy is a bunch of these movies you're seeing a lot of in living color.
Yeah, bro, because you got to think, Living Color, they all started, it's like they graduated. Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans,
Yeah.
and all that. Like, I think because Mo Money came out like 91, 92.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of started doing their own thing. I don't know if Living Color was still going. It may have been, but it would have been Jamie Foxx and all those guys.
Yeah. Tommy
But Bla-
Davidson.
Yeah, Blank Man is fucking hilarious, dude. Jason Alexander's in it. He plays like the villain in it. It's ridiculous, but I love Blank Man still to
Man,
this day. I
August
love
had
it.
some. Camp Nowhere was
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
Natural Born Killers.
Bro, Natural Born Killers is such a fucking dope
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone. You had Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Brutal as hell.
Yeah, I love the transition going from black and white to color and everything. It's gritty. It's such a dope movie.
And you can, and they do a good job in that because you can actually
See how
believe.
that-
Yeah, like
there's
they.
that shit crazy.
Yep.
But the next one, you got to talk about this one. How did this movie make $126 million?
No. $126,000.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Police Academy 7, Mission to Moscow.
Never mind
Ultimate dog shit.
I was gonna say.
I love the Police Academy series because it's so bad it's good. But after 5, I've tried to watch 6 and 7 and they're so bad I can't even finish them.
I should have scooted that over a little bit more. What's great? the It's Pet movie only made $60,000 right there, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's
God.
probably because it was just limited theaters.
Oh, that is terrible.
But we're powering into September here. Looks like it may have slowed down some. I don't see a whole lot. We can say this one notable one. September 9th, Wagons East.
Okay.
John Candy. I'm not sure if he passed away during the filming of this or Canadian Bacon, but I believe this was him and Richard Lewis, and I think this was his last movie.
Gotcha.
R.I.P. John Candy.
Man.
My favorite comedic actor of all time. And then, obviously, you had the huge film in September 10th, Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
$212
million.
million. That's
Absolutely love that movie, man.
Yeah.
It's just a masterpiece of a movie.
and then you had a Jean-Claude Van Damme banger in there. The 16th at Time Cop made $102 million.
Holy fuck!
That's the power of Jean-Claude Van Damme, baby.
Did any of his other ones do that good?
I don't think so. I mean, he hit.
Let's here we go. This is why I love this episode. I'm excited to do more of these.
Oh yeah.
So September the 16th, Time Cop dropped. $102 million is what it did total.
And then one of the greatest movies.
Yeah, then one of the greatest movies of all time, September 23rd, Shawshank Redemption, $28 million. $28 million, Shawshank Redemption. One of the greatest movies ever made.
Ever made.
Everybody was-
And it did a quarter of what Jean-Claude Van Damme's Time Cop did.
Time Cop. Not Bloodsport. Not Double Impact. Not.
Where would you put Time Cop on your Jean-Claude
It's at the
list?
bottom of my Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You don't
list.
like it at all, huh?
It's okay, but it's not. It's nowhere. No, it's nowhere near the top. That's That's a damn shame right there.
And then there's a couple of other ones that came out that I never really saw that were big, but I will say this: September 30th, another baseball film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see it? Go
The
ahead.
Scout.
The Scout.
The Scout, yep.
What do y'all like? We've talked about that with the baseball films, but what do y'all think about that one?
I like it. I have fun with it.
I like it.
It's a different. I like the
Albert Brooks.
Yeah, and Brendan Fraser.
Yep.
You kind of get to see behind the scenes.
Yeah,
a lot,
like
which
you
I
get the
like.
like the scouting part of it, and all that stuff. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah. Bro, we're powering through it, guys.
We're getting there.
October. This is look. October 7th. I love Sly Stallone, bro.
Yeah,
The Specialist, right?
and it's one of the. It's at the bottom of the list.
Bro, not even in my top 10 or
No,
15 Stallone
no.
movies. $170 million.
That's
dude.
what he brings to the box office.
Is Banderas in that one?
No, you're thinking of Assassins.
So Specialist. See, I don't even remember that.
The
I don't remember
Specialist, yeah, I like Assassins way more than the Specialist.
Yeah, dude.
But that's just him. That's what Uncle Sly does, man. He brings
does,
the
bro.
money.
And you had October 14th. You had a couple of
Dude, October 14th was a fucking banger of a release day.
dude,
I mean, look at that day.
Yep.
You had, even though it's a documentary, Hoop Dreams is a fucking fantastic documentary of a movie. And I doubt it got it. It made $11,000 in the theater.
$11 million.
11 million. God, I cannot read numbers
Look at
today.
you got to read commas, dude.
Yeah.
It's all good though.
But yeah, as a documentary, making $11 million, almost $12 million.
Yeah.
But the banger of that week, in my opinion,
Disney.
is fucking Little Giants.
That's Disney, right?
It may be. I had
I'll
to
look
research that.
I'll look and see.
That's questionable on that one. But man,
Oh, Warner Brothers. Okay.
well, okay,
My bad.
Warner Brothers. You
It
had
just
the
felt
ice.
like it felt like a Disney.
Yeah,
live action movie.
it could have. It fell right into that Disney world. But man, you had John Madden, the annexation of Puerto Rico. You had the ice box. You're hot to trot, but you still got to squat. I mean,
Dude,
just-
Little Giants is one of the greatest movies ever done.
oh, it's so much. And what's crazy is it outdid Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Well, I get it because
But we're in October.
I know, but you got to think, bro. At this point, this was like the 6th or 7th installment of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And there were so many bad ones before they put this one out.
And this one's
Think
one of
about
my
it.
favorites.
Yeah, I
After
love
the-
it.
yeah.
I like it a lot more now than I
Yeah.
used to.
I like the whole meta feeling because you see where the like Scream influences are in New Nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah, but Wes Craven's New Nightmare, because you got to think there was 2 or 3 before that were just completely unwatchable.
Yeah, I agree.
So that may have been why. But you also had October 19th, you had Clerks,
Yep.
which I'm not the biggest fan of Clerks. I respect Clerks as a film. I'm not one that
Yeah.
loves it. Kevin Smith films, I enjoy some of them, but I just don't really rewatch. I don't
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah,
The only one I really love, and it's one that everybody's gonna be like, "You're not a Kevin Smith fan." Zack and Miri is my favorite one.
Oh, I agree with that one.
But it's
yeah.
just because Seth Rogen, and it's more,
it's got a whole lot more our style comedy in it.
it doesn't feel like a Kevin Smith movie. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Sense? Yeah.
I agree because I'm not a Kevin Smith fan. I respect him for all he does in his filmmaking and everything, but it's just not my cup of tea. And that's one movie. I mean, it only did 3, but the cult following to that movie, once it hit the VHS and all that stuff, that's when that movie took off.
No, for sure. And then you had Pumpkinhead too.
Yep, which we don't. I guess it went straight to video.
Probably so. I mean, I don't see that getting.
But I love that. Of
It's a great
all the
sequel.
Pumpkinhead sequels, it's by far the best.
It's a great one.
Shout out Linnea Quigley in that one too.
Yeah, she's all about showing them T-Tos, man.
Yes, sir.
And then there's a movie that I never saw because I never care about these kind of films, really. They're just not my thing. But October 28th, Stargate dropped, $196 million.
Yeah,
it did. I never got into
you had
those.
Kurt Russell selling the tickets on that one. You had the sci-fi Kurt Russell. That was Kurt Russell. Yeah. Yeah, I was never a big fan, but man, that almost did $200 million. That's crazy.
Yeah. Chance, what do we got in November, Bubba?
Oh, we got some bangers.
Pecoloso Sport, yeah, that one. No, you got Double Dragon.
Man, that
That's a
felt
good one.
so hard.
Yeah.
I remember going to see that in the theater, thinking it, and walking out of that and telling my girl, "What did we just watch?" Terrible. That was one of the first movies I recall walking out of and being just pissed off on watching it.
Double Dragon.
You
was
didn't like Double Dragon?
It was so
No,
bad.
not at
dude.
all.
It was not.
Did you
good
like
at
the
all.
movie as a kid?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was kind of. It felt like the Super Mario's Brothers movie did back in the day.
You didn't like that?
Oh
one, did you?
no, dude, that movie was, terrible.
I was just a little bit younger than y'all too.
Yeah, that's true too.
Just a little bit.
Let's see, one of the
Frankenstein, Robert De Niro,
yeah,
112 million.
Yep.
November was a big month for making some money.
Yeah, the week after Frankenstein and Double Dragon, you had Interview with the Vampire, which did huge numbers.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot too.
223 million.
And then you had Tim Allen. Same weekend that Tim Allen comes out with the Santa Claus Christmas classic.
190 million, bro. I love it. One of my favorite Christmas films. Watch it every year.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I've only seen it a few times. Leon the Professional.
Yeah. It's a different one. You have
It was November 18th.
yeah. Where he's the hitman, he takes in young Natalie Portman in that one.
Yeah. There's
That's crazy that it did 47. That's more than I thought it would have done at the theaters because it's kind of got like a cult following to it as well. And then Star Trek. I'm not a Star Trek fan, but one of those movies came out that same day as well. Generations made $120 million.
So explain to me, am I reading this right? At the end of November, the movie Junior,
That was ahead of its time.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, 106 million. Is that when he's pregnant?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never saw that one. Did y'all ever see it?
Twins is the one with Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I've never seen that one. No, but that's
That would do some
That's-
serious numbers.
yeah.
now.
That's the only reason that movie did 100 and
Arnold.
Arnold
yeah.
is the only reason.
And
for
you
that
also,
one.
and at the end of November, right around Thanksgiving time, what did we see, Chance, with old Macaulay Culkin? What did we see?
I don't know.
The Page Master.
I've never seen that. I've never
You
seen
stumped Chance on that. You got him.
And he had the cheat sheet.
Yep.
The Page Master was a terrible movie.
I've never
Yeah, I never
seen
was
it.
a fan of it, man.
Yeah, it was.
I tried to be.
I wanted to
but-
like it and everything as a kid, but I just could never. It was just not it for me.
What is that about?
It's kind of. It tried to go in like the never-ending story.
Oh,
Fantasy.
Like-
Wasn't like some of it animated too?
Yeah,
and
some of it
kind
was animated
weaved
and all-
in and out of like live action
Yeah.
animation.
I'm not messing with
Macaulay
that.
Culkin sold tickets for that one.
Yeah, and then we've moved into the final month of '94, and think about just if you watch this episode,
Just
just unbelievably insane
many.
how many fire ass movies was in '94.
Yeah.
and how much money was generated in the film industry at the box office. That's not counting DVD, and you got to think '94 VHS sales were probably humongous too.
yeah.
This was before DVDs.
December was a big money-making month as well.
Yeah, you
I
had
mean, the whole month.
you had Disclosure.
Yeah.
Demi Moore, and,
Yep.
which was a huge movie.
Yep.
$212 million at the box office. On a lower scale, but we're action fans. You had Drop Zone,
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes,
Yep.
$28 million.
And then
Tell 'em.
you had the piece de resistance of the Jim Carrey movies. And on December 16th of 1994, one of the greatest films ever made, Dumb and Dumber, was released.
Yeah, it's the greatest comedy ever.
Just-
I say 1A, 1B, that and National Lampoon's Vacation, the first one, are my two. I think they're the two best, the two greatest comedies ever. But Dumb and Dumber is my favorite.
Yeah. Probably the most quotable movie ever made.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Our pets' heads are falling off.
It was so cool. Like a couple years ago when me and Ryan went to Colorado, we went to the Stanley Hotel where they filmed Dumb and Dumber and
Fire.
everything. Got to walk up the front step. Got to walk down the stairs where Jim Carrey comes walk. Got to go into the bar. Oh, we got a Man on the Moon?
Yep.
Saw the post. They have the same poster in there when they filmed that and everything. But, yeah, it was – Dumb and Dumber is one of the all-time classics of all time.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And then you still have, and even after that, like right around Christmas time, Richie Rich dropped with Macaulay Culkin.
That was like blank check. You
Yeah.
wanted to be
Yeah.
Richie Rich.
Richie Rich was like the alternate, absolutely, and it was $38 million on that one. You had Legends of the Fall with I think that was
Tom
Brad Pitt?
Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I never saw it, but I know it was huge. I mean, it did $160 million right around Christmas time.
Yeah, you had long hair Brad Pitt back then because he coming off Interview with the Vampire and all the women are in love with Brad Pitt. It's like, oh gosh, we're going to see him in the theaters again.
Bro, I did not.
Dude,
I
it's
did.
insane.
I did not understand how much money Jean-Claude Van Damme was generating. Because he did. Time Cop did 100 and something million
Yeah.
earlier. We talked about.
And then this was
what's
terrible.
What's this other one?
Street Fighter, terrible fucking movie.
Tell him how much it made though.
Almost $100 million.
$99 million Street Fighter made.
But
and it had to be because of the game.
The game and Jean-Claude Van Damme
Yeah.
tied to it, but it's terrible. That's another one that I walked out of the theater with my grandfather pissed off about as a 10-year-old kid. Just 'cause playing Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo, you're expecting one thing, and then they put out this fucking hot pile of poo, and it's just it's terrible. Yeah. Shout out, what I think is the guy that played M. Bison. He was the dad in Addams Family, Raul Julian or something.
Raul Julia or
Yeah, or
whatever,
something like that. I think he passed away during the filming of the same thing. I think something along the lines with like The Crow and everything.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible.
So
Terrible fucking movie.
rounding it out, and I know there's another one here that I never saw, I don't think, but it did $40 million. Nobody's Fool. Is that Nicolas Cage?
I don't recall. I've
I'm gonna
never
look
heard
it
of
up
that
real
one.
quick. Let's see.
And then
It
you
did
had
$40 million.
You had a live action Jungle Book in there. I think that was a Disney product too. That made another $54 million for them.
Yeah. Oh, so I never saw the live action
Yeah.
of that. And
It was, but
Yeah.
it made them
So
54 mil.
yeah, so the one in December I was just talking about, Nobody's Fool. That's Bruce Willis and Paul Newman.
Okay,
But it did $40 million towards the end of the year. But man,
that is insane.
this was a fun ass episode.
Yeah,
to
we're
do,
gonna.
man.
Yeah, like Chad said in the comments, leave us certain years that y'all want us just to go through.
We'll add them to the list.
Yeah, we'll add it to the list because, man, this was a lot of fun going. This year was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see when we do these other ones in the future.
Then we should rank them.
Yeah,
Rank them
Yeah.
as we
for
go.
sure, dude. But
Yeah.
94 was one for the books, dude.
That's
I mean,
good. It's
you're
a good one
talking
to start off with.
3 Jim Carrey classics.
Yeah,
I mean,
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump,
Shawshank.
Lion King.
Yeah, Shawshank.
Yeah, fucking Air Up There. You know what I mean? Clifford. No,
Not the Red
brain
Dog.
scam. But no, dude. Tell us what y'all think of 1994 films. What are your favorite ones from this year?
Yeah.
Comment below. Let us know what years y'all want to see us do next. We'll try and see if we can do these once a month, man.
Yeah.
We do 4 a month, sometimes 5, depending on how many weeks. We're going to make sure we do one of these review episodes each month for you guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I had a whole lot more fun with this episode than I thought I was going to have. With
No,
it.
for sure, especially with this kind of a site to where it can
just roll through it.
It breaks it down very well to where you can kind of go through there and not have to do so much racking your brain, you know.
Good shit.
But yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. We're closing in on 900 subscribers if we haven't already gotten there. Thank
us
y'all
out.
for that. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the 1 year anniversary of this channel,
Yeah, take
which is
a moment.
November 1st.
Let's
Tell
do
your mammy
it.
and them.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's the goal that we're setting, and we're going to do it with y'all's help. So shout out our sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, the plethora of wrestlers we got here, the gaggle of them,
Gaggle of 'em.
and all that good shit. Until next week, we out this motherfucker.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance, Georgia team hating on me, Gene. BJ the DJ keeps the party going.